Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the MSU live stream podcast. Hope everyone's well and enjoyed the supercross the weekend. I think it was good for everyone to have, good for the men to have a bit of motocross back on the telly. Joined here again with Dal today doing the chat, so if anyone's got any questions, just pop them in the comments and then we'll answer them as we go. I'll break it up into a few little sections today. I'm going to do the heats for the 250s, heats for the 450s, mains for the 250s, and mains for the 450s. So I think we'll start with the heat for the 250. The first heat was won by Faulkner, second Shimoda, third Lawrence. And the Pro Circuit Kawasaki guys seemed to come out the blocks pretty well, didn't they?
Yeah. Kawasaki's I always think they always look good in the heat. So look, if you watch Faulkner in the heat, you think he's going to win. Like, you think he's going to clear up all night because he just looks spot on, doesn't he? But they do look fun. I'd like to have a go on Kawasaki. Tricked up one.
I think Shimoda shit himself, didn't he, when he come out the gate and he was like, "Oh God, I've got the old shot here. I don't know what I'm going to be doing."
You do though, don't you? Like, but because he's so young, I think he's trying to get a good start, but then it's like anything, isn't it? You get the good start, you get the good start, and then all that training they do goes out the window. You look onward, like you pull the old shots, you do the hardest thing, which is to get the old shot against him, and then you must go, fuck, like what do I do? And then it only takes them one rhythm up, one jump up, and then they just go from first back to. But it's a good experience.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to do all right this season. He's quite a consistent rider, actually, isn't he, Shimoda?
Yeah, I didn't realise he had to do a trial ride as well to get on the team.
Did he? I didn't know.
Yeah, he got like a call up and he done like a trial. So that must be hard and quite intense, especially if you've got them all there, Mitch Payton sat there and watching you ride.
Oh, yeah.
And then they kind of said, yeah, all right, you're kind of approved to join the team. And then I suppose doing that in the first kind of race, pulling a whole shot. And he's still done well because I think he had a fourth. Did he have a fourth overall? He had a fourth.
In the main, yeah.
Which ain't bad really for his first kind of on the team.
No.
So
Faulkner obviously wanted to get that in the bag after bit his injury last year and being off for a while. Must have felt good for him to get that in the heat, I think.
Yeah, he's always because he's always. I think he's going to win, isn't he? He's going to win some races.
Yeah, he's
but
fast, isn't he?
It's whether I don't know. It's whether he's matured enough from last year to put. He used to crash a lot, didn't he? In the practice qualifyings and that, he's always going down. But I think he kind of settled for it because normally he'd go for it. He'd go for a win.
Yeah.
But he done well.
Third was Jet. A lot of hype about him, obviously, this year coming into the season. But again, I think what I said on the last one, I think he's going to make a few small mistakes. Even though he is young, he done a little cut of the track there, didn't he?
Just
he hit a neutral or something, and then just shot up through the hack, but the AMA overlooked it in the end.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because when you come off it in that like situation, what they're doing, it's hard for you to just think in your head, oh, I'll best roll my bike back and get back on board at A-Bow. You've got riders coming past you, but he joined kind of straight back on, didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
so
I think they were pretty lenient with him as round one as well. I think they were giving everyone a bit of time to.
It'd be a bit harsh to deduct him straight away and put him back. But no, he looked good.
Yeah, Heat 2 was won by Craig and then Hampshire, then Mosman. I think seeing Craig, you could just see how hungry he was from the second that gate dropped, didn't he, to get out front.
Yeah.
He wanted to get straight to that front, and that's where he wanted to stay all night.
He looked, because he always looks, he's so smooth and stylish, and he's got speed, and like when you watched him on the qualifying, I think he set a faster lap than the 450s. He done like a 43, but when the gate dropped, he just had that urgency and a bit of aggression that we ain't really seen it in him before. No. And he just looked like he just kind of, he said, didn't he, you had to be aggressive, but he just put it straight on Hampshire, and then he even dropped it and kind of got back going again, and then just put it back. He could have just settled for a second in the qualifier, but I think he wanted to prove that he's there to obviously win and not muck about this year.
Yeah, I think, like he said, Craig said, he had to make quite an aggressive passes on that track. There weren't many. Hopefully, they change it and make it a bit more. There's more places to passes for Tuesday. I hope.
It's hard. It's hard though, isn't it? Because what if it is tight and they are matched when you see their times are the same, what are you meant to do? Just wait for them to make a mistake or muck a rhythm up? Or the other option is to get aggressive, not too aggressive that you can get penalised, but in what he done on Hampshire, I wouldn't say was aggressive. He just kind of got inside of him and nudged, and that was it. But I think that's what you're going to have to do if these tracks are going to be how they are, obviously, for the first round.
There's only so much space in a stadium, I suppose, that you can make. You've got to make the track a certain length. It can't be super wide for passing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, last chance qualifier. It was good to see Dylan Woodcock win that. He must be some pressure on that LCQ, I think, because that is your night over if you don't get in that top four.
Yeah, it is where we were saying we didn't think he had it in him to make the main, especially on this coast. We was kind of saying he should have gone over the other coast, but when he was in the last, because he should have qualified really.
What happened to him? He was in about 10th, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then he went to 9th. I thought, he's done it, and then I see he didn't. I thought, normally if you're around there, you're favourite to kind of win the last chance, but anything can happen. And in there, they're mad, aren't they? They will wipe you out in the last chance, and he it done well, and I think it's good for his confidence as well to at least win it.
So hopefully we'll see him again Tuesday on the main. Moving on to the 450 qualifiers. Heat 1 was won by Barsha, Roxon and AC. Barsha obviously with the gas, their first ever, I suppose that wasn't a main event, but their first big race.
Yeah.
To say, and Barsha to come out and...
You could have put money he was going to come flying out the gate, couldn't you?
However quick did he come out the gate?
Yeah, that bike looks souped up. But I would have put money on it. Like him, first time he's starting against other riders, now he comes flying out and rips the whole shot. You couldn't write that, could you?
No, but he obviously he wanted it as well. He's been saying obviously he's feeling good on the bike to win the first round 3 times in a row hasn't really been done for.
No, McGrath was the last one to do it. Yeah, but no, it's good. It's good because obviously it's put him. He's leading it now, so I'm hoping it gives him to stay at the front and obviously give you a few more riders that are going to be up there battling.
Yeah,
but he weren't messing about.
Obviously, he started the quad, didn't he, after the finish there, and Roxon saw that and he had to jump on that towards the end of that heat race, didn't he? I watched that, after the race. That's ridiculous, that quad. Yeah, that's a long
because
way,
you see how Roxon cased shit out of it, didn't he? And I thought, oh my God. But because if you mess that up, you're flying off that bank, ain't you, and landing in the stands. And for them the
Brandon video.
Yeah, for them, because and sometimes when they come up short, like their back wheel just clips it. If that was our bike, if our back wheel just clipped it, it would put us in an endo, and we'd end up sending it straight off the bank. But for them to do, I think they locked in 28 laps in the main, and to be able to hit that quad like for 28 laps and not muck it up and brake and then rail the bank and come out and then they hit like another treble. It's crazy really watching it, but I think I don't know how many of them were doing it, or if it was just Roxon and Barsha.
Yeah, I didn't really see anyone else doing it, did you?
Nah.
I think did just them two maybe, but they got quite a lot of coverage, didn't they? Actually.
Yeah. To be fair, I thought they could have mixed it up a little bit because there was some other battles that were going on that I think would have been good to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of coverage by them too. Heat 2, won by Osborne, then Webb, then Stewart. Good to see Stewart out the front of the boys. I think he's going to do well on that ride this year. Now he's got a bit of backing.
Yeah.
Never really had the full proper backing, has he?
Nah, I think he's got the talent, isn't he? He's real. I know they're all talented, but he's got that kind of flair, isn't he? Look, he's just Stuart, isn't he? So he just looks natural, and he's quite strong as well. So when you watch, he is good to watch, and he's great. He can get aggressive if he wants to.
Pushed around by anyone, is he?
Like, you're going to bump him, he's just going to come wipe you straight out in the next corner. But yeah, it's a good start. I think they just kind of all tried to just settle themselves in the first round, because it's a long old series, isn't it? So we'll see where they end up.
If anyone has got any questions or anything for me and Dal, or some thoughts of what they thought of the race, just try and put it in the box and we'll try and answer them as we go along. So moving on to the 250 main event. Obviously, hopefully everyone's seen it now, and Craig took the title for the first race there. Again, I think he was just so hungry to get out front, wasn't he, again?
Yeah, you could see. I thought I would have liked to have seen him had a little bit of a bad, worse start, just to see how. But you could see straight away he got a good start, but he didn't drift out wide with him, did he? He kind of braked and kind of come inside.
He broke really early and cut
really
tight.
Yeah, and then I thought, because I think Hampshire was leading, I thought he's not going to muck about. And as soon as he got past him, I thought if you give him a couple of laps, he's just going to get his head down and start banging the laps in.
He had a 3-second lead, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just looked like. I think you could have said. I thought Faulkner could have caught him or might have made it interesting, but he was too consistent. He was just nailing his laps, and it didn't look like he could put anything wrong really. Saturday night.
They practice, don't they, a lot, just hitting their marks when they have got a flow. They can just every lap just hit that mark and keep that consistency going.
Yeah, and I think the Yam probably one of the best bikes in the 250s.
He said he felt comfortable straight as soon as he got on it, didn't he?
Yeah, I've changed over from. Yeah, I see that. 5 years since his last win. It's mad, isn't it? You see how much it meant to him, because he literally broke down, didn't he? But I suppose when you put all that time and effort into training and at their level and injuries, and you think you're going to have to retire, because he's not the youngest in there, is he?
Nah. He's one of the oldest 250 riders.
I think it's a good way for him to start. I think he's going to be with confidence now of getting that win. I think he'd be dangerous now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see on Tuesday, see if he can come out again and see if he's still got that fire in the belly.
Yeah.
Second was Faulkner, quite a sensible ride, I think, from him. That it wasn't too much for him to get involved with, really, was there? Push his way up, and then
once he got there, you could see he just kind of. I thought, is he going to try and go for it? Because he always wants to win, doesn't he? So sometimes that was good when you used to watch him, but I think he kind of realises now he don't need to win, and that's why he just kind of sat there in second, and finished where he did.
Third place went to Colt Nichols, someone that we probably haven't really talked about too much as fans, really. Someone who's been a bit behind the scenes, but quality rider, and I think he showed there that he can ride the pace with the boys and not scared to be pushed from behind, and he's going to be up there, I think, this season. Pretty consistently.
Yeah, it's good to see. With Nichols, I like it when you see a rider, if someone gets overtaken, they don't just, when some people just give it up. He kind of, I think Jet got past him at one point, and then he kind of come back at Jet, and then he stayed in that position. And it's good to see him fight, and then obviously he stayed there. But yeah, he's won Supercross races, so he's I wouldn't count him out. And as well, he's on the Yam as well, which is a good fast bike.
Yeah, I think we'll see him up top 6. I think every race thereabouts.
Yeah, easy.
Quite solid. Next was 4th was Shimoda. Awesome start for him, I think. I think he's going to be buzzing after that race. He's going to come in with a bit more confidence onto Tuesday now. I think he needed it. Needed a kind of, especially with how stacked the field was, for him to have that 4th, I think. Because him and Jet Lawrence, Loretta's, before they both turned pro, it was them two battling all day.
Yeah.
And he sort of stayed in Jet's
shadow a little bit, didn't he?
Like Jet's taking the limelight, and they both got on Geico last year, and I think I think this is just going to give him that little boost now he's beat Jet. And
yeah, it's mad because when you watch him, like, yeah, everyone knows Lawrence is like where he is and what he's doing. But when you watch videos of that Shimoda, they're so fast, like what they can do on a bike and stuff. But even at that Loretta's, when we watched that, like the speed they're bombing around, they're only like 16 years old. And the tracks and that they're riding, and all like that Loretta's ain't an easy track. And for them to bomb round and do their 30-minute motos or what they're doing, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think so. It's good for him. RJ, shame he crashed. He was going well. I think he's going to be a title contender this year.
Yeah, I think he will.
He just lost that front wheel a bit. It was a bit washy on that little jump there, wasn't it? So
yeah,
he just missed the rut.
There was a few, weren't there, losing the front wheels and stuff and washing out. But yeah, Hampshire's he's going to be there.
I think it was tacky in places, but did have that shiny look to it on top, didn't it? On some places.
Always gets dangerous, doesn't it? Even when we ride now, you start seeing it get a bit shiny, it gets a bit dangerous.
Get a bit. I suppose they don't get tired like we do and grab too much front brake and just eat dirt.
Oh, Mitchie, remember when Mitchie hit the front brake in America? If anyone's going to tell you about hitting the front brake too hard, it'd be Mitch.
Yeah,
we have to try and get him on. Get him on just to say the story.
Behind RJ was Jet. He made a bit of a silly mistake, didn't he? And just went up over that berm. He seemed to lose his speed a bit and then come back at the boys, don't you think? He sort of got past, got a bit disheartened by the look of it, and then all of a sudden he was back on their back wheels.
Yeah, I find like he gets out the gate, you see him get out the gate and you think, go on. And then the first like 1-2 laps, he's there.
Stop clicking something. Someone just wrote, who's clicking something?
Oh, sorry. That is a habit. He seems to get out front the first 2 laps. He's kind of like, he's there, but he don't look like he's going to be moving forward. And then they kind of like swallow him a little bit. And then he can't, but like you said, at the end of the race, he seems to come better as the race goes on, doesn't he? He seems to start clicking his laps off and start reeling them back in. And at the end, I thought he was going to start getting them 3 that was in front of him. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's too pumped up for the start or.
Yeah, Matt Smith just wrote a lot of riders using that back wheel tap. You know what he was doing on press day.
Yeah, how they do that, I do not know. Do you know what I mean? That is
one of us having a go at that. That'd be so funny.
We can't even. We struggle to get a wheelie up. Do you know what I mean? Let alone because when you see him do it, they're so vertical to allow. Imagine if that back wheel misses that thing. You're going off of it.
I think their suspensions are set up a lot stronger than, a lot stiffer than what we ride. You know, because they hit things so much harder. Yeah,
I see. Something before, my dad said about it with their suspension's so stiff. That's why they have to bank all the corners up because they reckon obviously when we ride like soft suspension, it sits in them tight corners. That's why they rail a lot because they say it's set up so hard because you think the bike hardly moves, doesn't it, when they go through the whoops and hitting quads and trebles and stuff. It's going to be in it, but yeah, that wheel tap onto. There weren't many doing it though.
No, but I think a few people messed it up. I see a couple of times, and then thought, oh, here we go.
Yeah,
there was some different lines through that section, especially on the 450s.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was quicker or some people was rolling it and then blitzing the whoop. Some was trying to jump in. It's when you need Stuart and just to launch off it and clear the lot like he did at Daytona at the time.
Yeah, just clearing the whole shebang. And then behind Jet was Mosman. Bit of a quiet race for him. Obviously, the first 250 gas rider.
Yeah,
I think he's a very smart man. I think he'd be smart riding this year, and he'd be in the top 6 at the end of the year. Yeah,
he had a bit of a mare in the qualifier, didn't he? He come off, had a shirt ripped off him and stuff. So I think when you have like a bit of a moment like that in the qualifier, you think, oh, it's not going to be my night. But yeah, to still
quite lucky. I can't remember it was their foot peg ripped his shirt, didn't it?
Yeah,
swerve and miss him.
Yeah, but yeah, I think still a good result. If you can come out of there in the top 6, you're still in the you're still in the chase anyway because there's so many rounds to go. But I wouldn't beat yourself up too much.
Sometimes that people are a bit hesitant and nervy, aren't they, on the first?
Yeah.
First one, want to get that one out of the way, settle the nerves, see how they feel, see see how they line up in the speed of everyone else. Right. So now I move on to the 450. Something we did miss, which Dave's just brought up. Osborne's press day crash.
Cool, mate. Yeah.
Very lucky to get up from that one and not be injured for the races.
Yeah, I don't know how some of them is kind of like Geyser, isn't it? You see how some of them crash sometimes, and you think how they get up. I know he said he was bruised and stuff, but how they get up and then obviously put it all together like mentally as well to then come out in the main. But yeah, he could have ended a lot worse.
What it did for him,
yeah, it looked bad. And then he went down.
He landed on the downslope, which helped him, didn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Jet did it, and then whoops, he hit that upstand, didn't he? So hard that.
Yeah, so getting the brick wall.
Yeah, you stopped so quick.
And then he went down in the main, didn't he? Again, so he didn't really have.
Start, wasn't it? Right,
yeah. So he didn't really have a lot of luck.
Yeah, we'll go on to that in a minute because he didn't he didn't have the best of starts, I don't think. So, moving on to the 450 main now. Barsha, obviously, what a night for him.
Yeah.
Someone has just wrote, Bam Bam with a perfect ride in the heat and the main, and hit all his marks.
Yeah.
Shit all his marks. Someone was bad
No,
it was a perfect night for him in the team, I think.
Yeah, you couldn't have I thought he had a lot of pressure. I know, obviously, but especially to do that video he done before of him looking like he won at Anaheim.
That was fucking weird, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. If someone said to me, "Oh, do you fancy going up the park? We're going to put a ramp up there and make out you won like Pompey at Swanwell," you'd be a bit like, "Well, no, because if I don't then win the next minute, I'm going to look a right tit." So, but
hit that ramp, he only just
just cleared it. He gave himself whiplash.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, why they say go on, hit that freestyle ramp just before we have the first round.
I generally couldn't believe they made him do that.
But no, I think he done everything perfect. He obviously won the heat, and then he got a good start again. So they've either got that bike hooked, or it's a bit of both. Barsha wanting to get a good start, but yeah, he couldn't have put nothing wrong. He didn't seem to crumble either because Roxon got close a few times to put it on him, and it didn't really seem to baffle him that much. He just kind of carried on, got his head down, and just carried on.
Yeah, he Roxon I think could have put it on him a couple of times, a bit stronger, don't you? Like Craig did to RJ. He didn't have to smash him off the track, but
he near enough had love. Yeah, he near enough had it at one point. Even Carmichael said, he's going to take the lead now. It's like he just kind of, shit himself because he thought, what happens if Barsha wipes me in the next one or not? But,
if it wasn't Bam Bam, then he might have done.
Yeah, but it's a little bit, but yeah, it was clean racing for both of them, really. Yeah. But yeah, I think Roxon looked the faster of them. Because he half makes a move on the first lap, he can half get going, and he don't muck about, and then he kind of settles. Which I think if he could have carried on the speed he showed on the first lap, I think he easily could have got past Barsha and just checked out.
We've missed a few questions on Facebook. I don't know, for some reason they're not coming up on in. So anyone who's asked a question, we'll jump on them after we've talked about the 450s. So I've got that up now, and saying I'm a bit quiet. I've turned it up a bit now, so hopefully you can hear me a bit better. Obviously Roxon, and then Muscan, first ride back for him as well from injury. I'm not a big Muscan fan, but
I can't stand him if I'm honest. He really, even to look at him, I think you shouldn't even be a motocross rider. He's there, isn't he? With a little dust tash. He's all well. And then I thought he had like a bad qualifier, and I thought he's just going to sulk all day, and blame that he's not fit. And then he comes out at a third.
He did get swallowed up a bit on that heat race, didn't he?
Yeah, he just went back, and I thought, oh, here we go. That'll kind of be where he's going to be all night. And then in the main, he looked pretty strong in the main.
Yeah.
But he did say he didn't feel. I don't know how it changes so much the track, but I know obviously it will change. But he said he didn't really feel comfortable in practice qualifying, but then he said in the main, the race, the track was brilliant, like ideal for him. So
Matt just said, Muscan's like a skinny Rob Muscat. He's a local rider who rides at the supercross meeting, so some of you might not know who Rob Muscat is, but
yeah, I don't really want to comment on that because he's faster than all of us anyway.
yeah,
So
we can't slag him off. He's too quick. AC had a bit of a quiet race. I think he just settled in and done his laps and didn't really pressure anyone, and just wanted to get that one under the belt.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go for it at the start. Where he got a good start, yeah. I thought he was going to go, like, let him have it. But he I think Roxon kind of blasted past him. And then I think he, like you said, he settled. But then I see after the race, he's saying his hand's still kind of not all there and he's working on it. So he's carrying a bit of an injury. But can't go through the whole series moaning about this and that. I suppose you've got to, yeah, especially when you've got to ride sometimes at their level. We've just got to get on with it. But I don't know, because he hasn't got long enough. Like tomorrow night he's riding again, so that's not really going to give him much time to sort his hand out.
Yeah, they don't get a lot of time for recovery, do they? In these
I'll message him. I'll tell him to get on with it.
AC, I'll message him. You know what I'm like.
Oh yeah, he tweeted you back or something. I think, didn't he?
I like to slide into the riders' DMs. And then big Malcolm Stewart, the first racing Yam in 450. So
yeah,
that's an awesome result for Malcolm.
Yeah,
I hope he can keep that up.
Yeah, I think he'd be up. I think he'd be kind of a bit of a surprise rider in this. I think he needed that one. Like they all needed it to get in, but he's on a new team. I think there's a lot of nerves.
They've been practicing together though, haven't they? Like a train.
Yeah.
Been nailing their laps, and
I
see Craig comment on his thing saying them laps counted. You know, so that means that they've all been pushing each other around that test track.
Yeah, you know, like that. There was a YouTube video the other day, wasn't there, of them all training around. And
YouTube video, they can make a series. The amount of people in that style racing team.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. Just they all go like follow, but it's crazy how they do it. Imagine one of them getting it wrong. They're so close to one another, aren't they? Or not clearing the jump.
I wouldn't be stopping.
Oh, but no, it's a good result for him.
And then Brayton, old but gold.
I thought he was brilliant.
He's a brilliant rider. I love Brayton.
Honestly, for how old he is, and he just at the start he was up there. He got a good start. He's up there, and he didn't really give it up. He just kind of if you look at the people that is in front of him, I would be well happy with that result. And who's behind him?
Behind him, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
you
crazy.
We've only talked about obviously the top 5, and we ain't even got Tomac, Webb in there. Osborne's not in there. Wilson's not in there. Yeah, I thought after watching a few of them in the heats, I thought they would have been a few more up there. But that's how stacked the field is.
Yeah, it was. I think the Star Racing team are going to be both 250 and 450. It'll be a good team this year because just behind Stewart, obviously Brayton and Fernandez and Plessinger all in a row, and they're all quite close to each other.
Yeah.
Plessinger looked good in the heat. We didn't really talk about Plessinger in the heats, did we? But he looked good.
Nah.
He said, "What you watch me this year?"
And he's rocking the mullet kind of thing, isn't he?
He's cool, isn't he?
Yeah. But no, I think the Yams, because the out of all of the kind of factory bikes, I would say the Yams probably the top one.
Yeah. There was 5 different manufacturers in the top 5.
Was there?
Yeah, so it went gas,
Honda,
KTM, Kawasaki, and then Yamaha.
Yeah. Yamaha tops the manufacturer standings though.
Yeah, what with the... Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
and gas.
To know that all the bikes are quite competitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, Honda's so fast, a bit like...
Oh, yeah, not like the Formula One.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine watching that. Just all the Yamahas all just going off on front like Scale Electrics. And just turning the bike up.
The gas.
Yeah. Yeah, but Lee Bolt's just won the championship. Swapped over to gas. Or they end up doing 6 jumps instead of quadding it.
Yeah. Osborne, obviously, he hit Webb's wheel, didn't he, at the start, and had a little roll about on the start straight.
It's just.
But he come through. He sort of passed and left Tomac, didn't he? Tomac didn't have that. You know what he's normally like coming through the pack. That's usually his strength, really. But he just didn't seem to come through, did he?
Yeah, Osborne, though. Osborne's one of those horrible riders who don't stop, does he? All race, he's like
a little rat. He just nibbles.
Yeah, he's just like in that. He went straight over the handlebars and stuff, and most lads we know would be like, I'm going to call that a day and pack up and go home. And he's back there, and he's just trying to chip away at as many points as he can. He just don't stop. But I think that's part of being with all that at the Baker factory and stuff. But yeah, he went past Tomac. Like,
I think it's crazy that we got like Barsha, Roxon, Muscan, AC, Stewart, Brayton, Fernandez, Plessinger, and then behind them you got Webb, Osborne, Tomac, Wilson.
Yeah,
it's such a stacked field this year.
Tomac didn't look bothered in my eyes.
He didn't. That's exactly what.
It's like he was just having a tit about out there, just like,
let's get this done. I've got to feed the kid.
Yeah, wondering what time he's going to be home and stuff. But yeah, I thought, I don't know. Normally at the 13th, you could lay money he's going to push into the top three or start attacking in there. But he didn't even. He sat there. He sat at 13th for ages.
Webb, I don't know what happened. I didn't really see him on the screen because they had a lot of coverage of Roxon and Barsha, but it was just I don't know what happened to him race.
Normally it's hard with Webb because he's not a very good time qualifier, is he? He's never there in time qualifying, so you kind of write him off, and you're not expecting to see him set the fastest time, and he's around about the 7th. But then when it comes to the main and he gets out the gate, and then he either wins the race or he's thereabouts. But same again last night. He didn't. I don't think he got a very good start, and then he kind of just sat there as well, just battling. It didn't seem to gain, but I don't know if it was because of how kind of close the times were. It was quite hard to make
get a pass in.
Yeah.
Reese Saunders is right. What do you think's wrong with Anderson?
I don't think he can be bothered. If I'm honest,
yeah.
I don't know.
We said, didn't we, last time? It's a make or break season for him this year.
I think he just enjoys being there and hitting all the jumps but I think when it comes to racing, I think as he got loads of money, he thinks, look, I've won one Supercross, but then I don't know. He trains. He must be training hard and putting his body through it. Why would you kind of?
Do you reckon he's made a load? Obviously, he's a champion, but do you reckon he's made loads of money?
I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? I was saying this. I was having this argument the other day with my dad because I watched the thing with Cole Seeley, and he was telling them roughly how much he was paying pre-season, and for him to he had one good year where he was fourth and battling. He said, "Well, next year I need to do exactly what I'd done last year." And he was renting homes in California. He's paying for practice mechanics, and he reckons he done something like 250 grand.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
That's outlay. That's not even. Do you know what I mean? So imagine me going out. Yeah, imagine going out the door in the morning with your mechanic and going, well, "We need to start winning because we've got to earn at least 250 this year just to break even."
Yeah. Top of our sport is they don't get paid like they should, do they?
Not for what they're doing.
Some fat geezer who plays darts wins more than these guys, and they're athletes.
Yeah, and what they say, is the risk as well. I suppose it's when you see what they're doing, they kind of one crash it can end in tears, and for what they do get paid, I think they should get paid a lot more than what they're getting. I know the top boys do, but. Like they said,
that's mainly sponsorship, isn't it? Without that, they'd be buggered, would they even do it?
Yeah. And it's only getting far. The bikes are getting faster, the jumps are getting, and the tracks are getting what Matt said earlier. They're having a wheel tap onto stuff and that now. Do you know what I mean? What happened to just a little single jump?
Are getting bigger, obviously, aren't they?
Yeah.
Another question from Dave: will Tomac win a race this year? He will.
Yeah, he'll win Daytona, won't he?
There's no way he won't win something.
Yeah. He might click. He might click. He might have something click, or he just wanted to get the first round out of the way. It's hard. You don't really know with him, do you?
But last year his worst result was a 7th, I think. So he's already got a 13th now. It's not a good start, is it?
Nah, not what you needed. Yeah, for being number 1 plate as well.
Yeah, Tomac was. I think see on tomorrow night what happens with him. He'll be a good talking point for on Thursday.
That's what it's good. It turns around so quick, and they ain't got long. Obviously, it's Saturday. They're obviously back at the races. Probably they're there now, and then it's like go time again tomorrow night. So you could all change.
Do you think Roxon has new hunger after his break? I don't think he's got new hunger. I think he's quite content with his riding at the moment now. He's just become a dad. He's married now. I think he just thinks he enjoys surfing and things like that, doesn't he? I don't think it's all racing anymore with him, and he's just made up with his family. I think he's getting on with his dad a lot better now.
Yeah,
he's just quite content and enjoying his racing, and probably when he is the most dangerous, when he's enjoying it.
Yeah, when he rode for Suzuki, they said that, didn't they? Carmoy on that said, like, when he was training at the Baker's factory, he said it was so regimental, he weren't enjoying it. And then when he went to Suzuki, they was letting him surf and stuff and have fun, and he was like another level when he was on the Suzuki. But yeah, he seems, I don't know, you think he's kind of, but he's only young still, really, isn't he? When you look at it. But I don't know. It's weird because
he's been around for such a long time. You forget how young he is, don't you?
Yeah, like he was doing the GPs when he was like 16 and stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Because like there used to be so much rivalry and people losing and stuff. But now, like after the race, I know it's having a good race, but like Barsha and Roxon are like high fiving one another and stuff, isn't they? And it's good to see. But sometimes you think you used to like that rider who was like Carmichael. He hated to lose, didn't he?
Yeah.
And didn't want, they like used to ride past the winner and stuff, didn't they, and back, but it's quite like friendly, not friendly like in that way, but they're all kind of like, I don't know, that little bit of kind of competition feels like it's all gone a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to see how people recover tomorrow, and like you say, it's a quick turnaround really, the time they raced, got everything sorted. Be
good to see as well about Roxon's like health, because how much he suffered with his health and like his energy was draining last time. It'd be good because he didn't really seem to drain in that.
There was no fatigue in there, was there?
No,
I don't think.
So it'd be good to see if that's going to come into play, because he started off strong last year, didn't he? And halfway through the season, he started saying he had this and that. So see where he's at in a couple of races.
All right. Anyone got any more questions? If not, we'll wrap it up there. I've now linked this up so you can find, if you do want to listen again, if you're bored at work or anything, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Music and Google Music. Hopefully we can iron out any little mistakes that we make and start getting these a bit better. Hopefully get some more people in, some more questions.
Yeah, even if anyone wants, let us know what they want us to talk about as well.
Yeah,
there's other bits
you think we can do better as gruesome twosome, let us know. Try and keep it constructive on the criticism. Yeah, good shout, Reese. What's the predictions for tomorrow night?
Go on, and you go first.
I think 250. I am going to go for Faulkner, and 450. I'm going to go for Roxon.
Right. I'm gonna go for Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon he's gonna come out firing again. And 450s, I'm gonna go with Webb.
What, 9th to 1st, you reckon?
That's how mad I reckon this season's going to be. So you're going safe, aren't you? Or it might be Roxon, might be Barsha. Next, it all might Barsha, I think.
I'm not going to say Anderson, am I?
Wow, how funny would it be? I reckon something could happen. I reckon it can just be all completely changed, like we'll see. Because I had a look at the track on the track map. It looks completely. The track looks. We got the whoop section before the end of the finish line. Mm-hmm. They put a sand section in this time.
Have they?
So
I didn't see that, no.
Yeah, it's complete. I reckon it will give some good racing, and to put a whoop section right, kind of the last ditch effort before the finish line. I think you're going to get some wild willies coming through the whoops. So I think it'll make a good race tomorrow night.
Dave said, any news on Anstey's return? I haven't heard anything. He just said he'd be out for the first. He said, see you soon, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think it was as well. It was bad. I don't think it was as bad as they thought, because it looked like he was out for the season, and then to say he's going to be back in a couple of rounds. Fingers crossed he is, because it'd be good to see him.
What is a couple of rounds though? Is that 6 races?
Yeah, come back at the last round or what? I don't know.
Yeah, someone's right. I think the others that didn't do so well in the first round will be trying to make up for it on Tuesday. People like Webb, who you've gone for, I guess.
Yeah, but there's so many that top 6 we've read out could be. They might not even be in the top 6 in Tuesday's race.
That'd be nuts if it could happen as well.
Yeah, there's no. You can't say that they're all going to be there. You don't know if anyone's going to have any problems. You don't. There could be. That's why it's so good to watch, because they've all got to get around that first corner, and anything can happen. We all thought Osborne was going to come out flying after winning the outdoors, and then he had absolute mare.
Shit start.
Yeah.
Starts are key, aren't they? I think with especially on where the track was a bit tight. I think the start was so key, and Barsh's rocket flew out. Yeah,
I'd have that bike tested. I would.
Yeah, it did seem super fast, didn't it?
Fuel, I'd have it fueled to dip. Fuel, I'd be like running the same fuel. Ain't a 450, probably 650, 620 or so. It's like my dad would do, kit boy cut and say, yeah, it's just standard.
Well, thanks everyone for listening again tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Like me and Dal really enjoyed the first one, and I've enjoyed this one again tonight. And it's something that we're going to try and keep up for the season, and see if we can build some momentum and get some more people involved. And the more the people we get involved, the more questions we can get, the funnier the questions can get. I want to try and keep it a little bit light-hearted as well as, doing proper talk. So we're going to be back on again Thursday at 8 p.m. discussing tomorrow night's antics. So hope to see you all again there. And thanks for coming on again tonight, Dal.
You're welcome, brother.
And we'll catch
you Thursday.
Soon. Take care, everyone.